The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Finding room at the 30 and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And the Cardinals first down.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
65.
Now this time Murray to throw it. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number one. 17-0 our score after one. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Oh, he slipped right by him. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks' 27-yard line.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run.
Check 52.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd and a couple. Murray, left side here, caught by Clay. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
First and goal, Arizona.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. When the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Watch the run. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. Watch the slant.
Murray now to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. A 6-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? He said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Hassan Reddick in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. 4th down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Johnson on the counter. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal 1st down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Man open right side, it's the tight end Clay. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. Nice pass that time by the number 1 pick, Kyler Murray. Also drafted 9th in the Major League Baseball draft. He's the only person ever to be taken top 10 in both sports. Go back to his Allen High School days in Texas. He was 42-0 as a starting quarterback. Freshman year, he was at Texas A&M. Then the transfer to Oklahoma, sat behind Baker Mayfield. Then his opportunity came last year. Boy, did he make the most of it. Won the Heisman Trophy and led the Sooners to the college football playoff. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it with Johnson, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And Johnson on an island by himself in the backfield, second and goal. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear them now. Third and goal. And he is in for 6. Touchdown Cardinals. Andy Isabella, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
They're on 26-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. From the shotgun, Wilson. Looking deep for Jennings. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Jennings was the one he was looking for. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the line.
Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Not too many breaks ahead according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. Fielded about a yard deep. And there is a flag as he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. But who's this going to be against? After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
49, 49, guys. Mike, 49. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Murray. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
49.
Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage that time by Patrick Robinson.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Seahawks will take over at their own 20. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Check 26.
Wilson. And he finds Penny. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. That escapes the sand. Open man is Jacob Hollister. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Check 14. 54. We ain't giving up nothing to check. Check 99. 12.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would
even
be
know
for
why
that?
they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a first. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. Now Myers for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a wrong touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They go to Johnson again. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And look at this, it's a fake. And he goes out right around the 39. So what a call there. They get 9 on the fake punt and a first down. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes just they use a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Now on 2nd and 13. Murray, he's going to launch this thing. It's caught inside the 25. A huge play there for Arizona. 42 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Dancing to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Murray fighting, lost the football. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to...
Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47, and he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Jennings was the one he was looking for. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Murray now. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jaron Reed in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
3rd down. 3rd and 11.
Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And he's going to go down again. Michael Brockers, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Check right. Check it backer. Watch it.
Murray with a 3rd and long. Throw left side, complete to Isabella. Touchdown, Cardinals. Andy Isabella, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Cardinals get a bit closer.
Look, you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep him in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
3 buzz. Check 24, check 24.
Check 50, check 50. Good tight.
Wilson. And he rifles one incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Hey, alert.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He's got Lockett. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Go 14.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Called in left side here by Jennings. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Wilson now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now Rashad Penny. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Play action. Now Wilson. He's going to go up top for the end zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf there to make the grab. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory. 3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. This fielded at the 2. Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
At their own 40-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
At the 40-yard line.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man.
Murray again, second and 10. He's going to air one out. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a third and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back. Right there, 54, right there, 54 miles.
Murray going to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Here we go.
So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a first and 10 as they search for a late score. The first down carry here for Johnson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down.
At the Seahawks 29-yard line.
Let's go. So let's get outlaw. Here we go, D.
Able to fight through one tackle. 23 yards the pickup there.
Let's go, baby.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
Ready. 49. Mike, 49. Watch the screen. Pass. Kill. Hop on.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And Johnson on an island by himself in the backfield. Second and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Cardinals cut into that lead. The Cardinal offense not going anywhere. They'll stay out and go for 2. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
It got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Check 14, run it.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, 45 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
2nd and 6 at the 29.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. To throw, it's Murray. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. The Cardinals worst in the NFL, 6 of 16 on 4th down last year, but they'll try it here. Murray sets to throw on 4th. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Trey Flowers picks it.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. Wilson wants to throw it. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Arizona, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.